This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Skip Money.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast of East Tennessee and Western North Carolina. So I am very excited today to have a very special guest in the studio for the first time, although we've had a coworker here before, but we are thrilled to have the general manager of Pax Tavern, Mr. Tyler Brown, here with us, and excited to learn all about him and Pax Tavern and what they do. So I'm sure you'll be just as excited as I am, because it's my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Tyler Brown of Pax Tavern. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, like I said, we're thrilled to have you and love food. So very excited to learn all about Pax Tavern and the history and anything you want to share with us. So if you don't mind, why don't you kick us off by telling us about Pax?
Yeah, so Pax is actually a family-owned restaurant. It was opened in 2010. It's a Prohibition-era restaurant that was actually built in 1907 as our original part, with still original hardwood floors. The other part was actually built in 1912, an additional part for the lumberyard. So it's such a booming time in Nashville. We're a place that kind of has food for everyone, 36 beer taps, 34 are local beers. We try to do everything we possibly can to kind of really boost that local community, because it's very tight knit. I mean, it's Beer City, North Carolina.
Yeah, definitely. I would Beer City. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and got wood-fired oven. We got, honestly, food for everyone: kids, grandma, mom, dad. Everyone can find something here. Vegetarian options, vegan options. We try to make it so you can kind of go to one place and not have to go to multiple places to kind of get what you're looking for.
And so for everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, how did you get into the restaurant business?
Well, I personally got into the restaurant business 16 years ago, and I fell in love with it and kind of been through everything you could think of. But I know we opened up Pax Tavern. We wanted a safe place for everyone to come eat, have great food, and be able to create great memories for locals and even for tourists. I mean, when you go out to places, it has to be fun, and that's really what we want to do. Is fun with purpose is really what we strive for. And the reason why we can do that is because of our people. Our people are honestly incredible. They're here day in and day out. They've been through so much as it is, but they come in here with an energy that is unmatched, I think, in town. I think that we have one of the top-notch staffs. You look at our reviews, our service reviews are incredible. We make everything in-house, scratch. It is honestly an incredible place to come visit.
Very cool. Very cool. Fun with purpose. I love it.
Yeah, you have to have fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong, no matter where you're at in life, for sure.
That's exactly. I couldn't agree more. Well, what are some myths or misconceptions about the restaurant business, or specifically Pax, if there are any?
Well, the restaurant business, I feel like too many people have seen the movie Waiting, and they think that everyone's out to destroy food if you complain. But I will tell you, and I can speak for a lot of the restaurants in Nashville, because I think we actually ranked top 5 in like destinations in America for food recently. But everyone in town takes really a big pride in making sure they sell great quality food. They want to make sure you're having a great time. Your beer's cold. If you don't enjoy something, I feel like the best thing to do is to ask for the manager and just be honest with them. They want to make sure you leave there with a great taste in your mouth. They want you to be able to eat that food, and they do want you to come back, and they want you to be able to get something different, or maybe try that same dish, because a lot of the restaurants here, like us alone, we change our menu every 6 months because we want to make sure we keep it fresh. Things that don't work, things that don't work well, we want to stay with the menu and keep it going. I know almost every restaurant in town does the same thing. So I think that's one big thing that people always get concerned about, is if they send their food back, it's going to be tampered with, which is completely wrong. Everyone takes a lot of pride in what they do in this industry.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. You mentioned the food's great, apparently. The atmosphere is fun. Tell us, you mentioned prior to the podcast starting that there's a lot of history in your facility. So why don't you tell us some about that?
Yeah, so a lot of people actually don't know, and I've been here a little over 6 years now, and this building's from 1907, like I was saying. There's actually tons of ghosts in the building. I actually know of a report from 1915, because we actually have a Prohibition tunnel downstairs in our basement that leads to 12 miles of underground tunneling downtown Nashville. And there was actually a lady who found her husband moving moonshine in the basement, and she actually got killed in the basement of our building. And
Oh,
her
wow.
spear is actually still locked back there. And if you come in and you ask managers, everyone will give you a different story. Me and the other managers have never told our story together. And we actually saw the same apparition. She was wearing the same dress. But we actually have like the original gallows behind our building, original jail behind our building that we own. And like everyone died in a fire. This is one of the most like haunted areas in Asheville. And we do so many tours throughout the day. And I feel like people, they see the history and they see how old the building is, but they're afraid to ask about it. But honestly, if people who like the tour, it could be a 30-minute, 40-minute tour of just walking around the basement, seeing the tunnel, hearing the crazy stories of what happened. Because 1900s is a very different time than the 2000s.
Wow. 12 miles of
Yeah.
tunnels. Have you been in the tunnels?
Unfortunately, no. We do have a little bit of it open that we do show off. I do have another access point I learned of that I plan on trying to go in. Hopefully the city's not watching this podcast right now. But they don't like people getting in there, because I know about 9 years ago, part of the tunnel actually collapsed and they had to go back under and restructure it. But I know that City Hall and the county courthouse behind us actually still have connecting tunnels people climb through, because they still have access points. So I know it's still open to some point, but they don't really let people just go in there.
Wow. Very cool. I would love
Yeah.
to check that out. Honestly, I love history. Big history buff.
There's honestly, this side of town, like Asheville, like one of being the earliest settlements here, is pretty crazy on how much history and how much I've learned over the years being here.
Absolutely. Well, outside of work, if there is time outside of work, Tyler, what do you like to do for fun?
Gosh, I don't know if you've actually, I know you live in Western, on like Western Carolina, Tennessee area, but the Blue Ridge Mountains, I know you have the same thing. It's honestly incredible going to hike that just anytime you get, taking the dogs out. I have a 3-year-old and he loves the outdoors. So we try to go out and go hiking as best we can. Also going to the breweries. I mean, there's like a brewery at like every step you take in Asheville. And you really can't go wrong. If they're here, they're great. A lot of beer scene here, so you can never go wrong. Go hiking and drink a beer at the same time. It's a good day.
There you go. It's a great day, actually.
Yeah.
If you can, or go hiking and then go to a brewery and drink some beer.
Oh yeah.
I was just on the Blue Ridge Parkway in Asheville last weekend. So beautiful.
Good time. The leaves are starting to change. So it's about to see. I know they have that map on like the AIR website for Asheville Independent Restaurants Association, and it's like shows you actually the Blue Ridge map of how the leaf colors will change throughout the season, which is pretty cool.
Wow, very cool. And they seem to be a little early this year, which is cool.
Yeah, I feel like it got a little bit colder than normal, so I'm intrigued to see how the leaves will fall.
Same here. Well, let's change gears for just a second. Tyler, can you describe a hardship or a life challenge that you've overcome and how it made you stronger in the end? Anything come to mind?
I mean, I'm going to talk as a business because this business has been super resilient. I've been here since 2019, and I mean, everyone knows 2020 was not an easy time for anybody, especially restaurants going through the pandemic. It was definitely super challenging. It kind of shifted gears and made us really look at a business as a whole and how we had to like refocus our energy to our staff and what the priorities were. We started getting our feet back underneath us, and then we actually are about to hit the milestone of Halloween coming up here in a couple of weeks, which I would say was a bigger challenge than the pandemic. Honestly, we wouldn't be here without the staff we have. The community really came together. The owners here were incredible getting involved. Going through something like that and seeing how hard everyone was dedicated to the restaurant and the business itself and how everyone looked out for each other as coworkers and friends and family here is, it's just unspeakable. It's just, I can't put into words how incredible it is. And like, that to me is probably the biggest challenge I've ever seen. And the fact that we're still going strong without even fears of closing is incredible. Like, I mean, you saw how it was firsthand being a part of that whole disaster. And it really did affect every business in Asheville and all the surrounding areas. So the fact that we were able to rebound as fast as we were is due to resilience of our staff and the current concern they have.
Absolutely. It warms my heart to see, it was a horrible situation, but how the entire community rose up to help each other. That was, to me, it was amazing. Businesses helping businesses and individuals, and even people that their house was destroyed were out helping other people.
Yeah, it's definitely in a dark time in humans. Like, timing with everything going on in the world, I feel like that was a very bright light that brought some life back into definitely Asheville and definitely North Carolina. I mean, people talking about it and the amount of people that even came down. I mean, we work downtown, so we see first responders. There was people from like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Arizona. People were flocking here to come help out. And that to me is just words don't put into it how appreciative Asheville has been of everyone.
Amen.
Like
Amen,
it's been
brother.
honestly breathtaking. Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. So super proud to be a Western North Carolina guy, you know.
Absolutely.
So if you could think of one thing that you would like our listeners to remember about you and about Pax Tavern, what would that be?
That we have a lot of fun. You're going to come in here and it's not only you're going to have great food, it's a great atmosphere and you're going to have a great experience and you're going to want to come back and ask for that same server. I have people who will come back 3-4 times on a 4-day trip just because they really do enjoy just that atmosphere and the stuff we really do bring to the table.
Very cool, especially with 36 taps, man. I got to ask. So I'm an amber guy. Anytime I'm in a brewery, I always ask, do you have an amber?
We do actually a rotate amber right now. I know we just kicked the Bell's amber off. I want to say it's OMB copper on right now, but we actually rotate an amber. We have one style of everything on at all times throughout the year. We run a sour, amber, we'll run a porter, a nitro. You can find like Gaelics and stuff that are kind of similar to an amber, but not quite in that same family. We have almost anything you could possibly think of on tap. I even have a root beer on tap just because root beer on tap tastes so much better than a fountain.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. Well, you got me. I will be there soon. If you got an amber, I'm going to be there. Very cool. And for those of us who want to come check out, haven't ever been to PAX, planning a trip to Asheville, just interested in checking out what you got to offer, how can they learn more?
PaxTavern.com. I mean, if you go onto Google, you can definitely look us up. We got a Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok. Yellow truck in Asheville. I promise you'll find us. We have the historic 1932 yellow truck out front. That was for the end of Prohibition. It still runs. It's an incredible thing to come see. I think it's the second most photographed thing in Asheville right now.
Wow. I saw that actually last weekend. Very cool. All right.
It's an awesome run.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, Tyler, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being on the show and taking time out to tell our listeners and viewers all about PAX and about you and the history of the place, which is fascinating. And we wish you, your team there at PAX and your family all the best moving forward.
Thank you, Skip. Well, it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you soon in here getting one of those ambers.
Yes, sir. And we'll have to have you back on the show again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we can do some ghost stories.
That sounds great. Perfect. All right, Tyler, you have a great rest of the day, man.
You too. Thank you so much, Skip.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnptry-cities.com. That's gnptry-cities.com or call 423-719-5873.